Then we've got we've got Allison, Andrew, Brandon is a student, Colby's a student, Donovan's a student, Haley is a student, Jada's a student, Jeff is a teacher, Jones a teacher, Mr. Olf, Kyle is a teacher, Ryan is a student, C. Ying is a student, Terry's a teacher, Timothy is a teacher, Tyler's a student, Mr. Gorski and Mr. Pease are both teachers. So we've got a pretty good crew here. Again, if it were real Quiz Bowl in person, we would only have 5 persons per team because they're buzzers and there's only so many buzzers. But this, I don't see any reason to have a limit. You buzz in. If you get it and you're a teacher, you get a point for the teachers. If you're a student, you get a point for the students. The Quiz Bowl questions that I will be answering, there will be toss-ups, and then there will be team questions. Usually, if you get the toss-up, then your team has the only opportunity to buzz in. For the purposes of today's event, anyone can answer any question. It's also the case that if you get a question incorrect and you answer before the cutoff point, which I'll explain now, then you lose a point. So, for example, I'll give you an example question. Okay, hold on a second. Those are toss-ups.
I got one. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African or Asian?
African or
You didn't buzz in.
I don't know that.
Barn.
That was a reference to Monty Python. For those of you who didn't know.
What's your favorite color? Green, no blue. Ah! Sorry.
We're too young for that.
All right, so
That's your loss, man.
So here's an example. This man served as U.S. president during the XYZ affair. As president, this man suppressed criticism and immigration via the Alien and Sedition Acts. This member of the Federalist Party and first resident of the White House died on July 4th, 1826. Now, if you buzz in before I give the before I get to the fourth, or before I say for 1 point, if you buzz in before then and you get it wrong, then you lose a point. So the risk, because the hints are more difficult at first, the hints become progressively easier, and by the time I get to the last hint, it should be fairly easy. So if you're going to take a risk and buzz in early on a difficult hint and you get it wrong, then you will lose a point.
Or we will lose a point.
Except for the slings and arrows.
How to lose the point.
So do you know the answer to that, Mr. Wilson?
No, I thought it was going to be Trump. It's always Trump. No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody knows? Ms. Atkins?
John Adams.
John Adams is correct. Glad that you didn't say John Quincy Adams.
I'm John Quincy.
Quincy came later.
All right, so it is now 3 o'clock, which means that if I was to be ultra punctual, I would be beginning now. I do believe we are live streaming. Can you confirm that, Mr. Olf? I'm going to take the lack of response as a confirmation.
I do that every day in class.
Yeah.
You all got this? Moving on.
This
All
mic
right.
on? Is anybody there? Is this mic on?
Yeah. Is there anyone out there?
Hope says we're live streaming.
Okay,
Oh.
so Colby asked a good clarification point. So if you lose a point whenever you get it wrong, no. Only at the point where I will let you know. So if it gets to usually the third clue, If you get past that, then you don't lose a point. And just to make it fun, I'm going to do it 2 points if you buzz in early.
Ooh.
Ooh,
2 points to the
And
good.
because that's my
Wait, wait.
prerogative. I can do that.
2 points to the
Wait,
bad.
so you lose 2 points if you buzz in early? Or
And
No,
get
you
it
lose
wrong.
1 point if you buzz in early and get it incorrect. You get 2 points if you buzz in early and get the answer. All right.
Oh, that's
Ms. Setka,
that.
who's the adorable creature there with you?
this adorable creature is named Geo.
Hey there, Gio.
G-I-O, not land.
Is it short for Giovanni or?
Yeah, well, sure. It's like naming your dog Jack. I mean, yeah, maybe it's short for John, but not really, you know.
Sure. And is it Yorkshire or what kind?
Norwich.
Okay.
Pretty big
Jolly
for
good.
Yorkshire.
All
That's
right.
'cause you
Well,
said a Yorkshire.
is Mr. Olf, are you there? All right. So I'm assuming that we are streaming. So, I just want to know, are we streaming?
Yes, he says we
Are
are.
we live or are we Memorex?
He says,
Okay.
what's
You
up?
are streaming. Let's go.
All right, pretty exciting. So here we go. It's 3:02 p.m. on April 28th, 2021, and welcome to the 8th annual Quiz Bowl competition, teachers versus students. This is the first time. Woo! Put your hands together. This is the first time that we've done this online, so we're hoping that we don't have too many glitches or technical difficulties. And thank you to DVTV for streaming this live on YouTube. Thank you also to all of the participants, students and teachers alike. These questions that we are about to bring today are going to be pyramidal style questions. By that, I mean that the questions will have toss-up questions that have clues, and the clues, the first hint or the first clue will be very difficult, and they will become progressively easier as more hints or clues are given. And by the time I get to the last clue, it should be somewhat simpler. Now, after the toss-up, there will be general questions that are not pyramidal in nature. They're just questions that are related. So I'll give 3 questions related to each other. As we play, it will become more clear. Now, are there any questions for me before we begin?
Only one, and that is we don't need to do it like Jeopardy format by saying like what is or whatever. We can just say the answer, right?
That is correct. Please do not address your response in the form of a question. I don't know why they do that on Jeopardy. We do not do that here. All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Setka, for the question. Okay, so again, so Haley thinks it's cool to answer in the form of a question, and I can respect that. So,
Heard, Haley.
without further questions, let's get crack-a-lackin'. Okay, so are we ready? You don't need an apostrophe when you buzz in, but you also need to say your response verbally. Do not type your response in. The only thing you type in the chat bar is the word buzz if you know the answer. So here we go with the first question. A reference angle of this size in standard position on the unit circle terminates at the point 0, 1, 0, 1, starting at 1, 0. Two angles of this side. Dennis, for 2 points.
Oh, hello. Pi over 2 or 90 degrees.
I will accept 90 degrees or pi over 2 radians. So there is 1 point or 2 points for the students. Coming out of the gate strong with Mr. Dennis Gavrilenko. All right, so now there will be 3 bonus questions. First one, here we go. In 2016, a 2,300 square mile region deeper and farther from the coast than this region was discovered to have donut-shaped structures called by the Hamilidae algae. Name this largest coral reef system in the world. Brandon.
The Great Barrier Reef.
Brandon is correct. The answer is Great Barrier Reef. Next question.
Do that.
The Great Barrier Reef lies off the coast of Queensland, a northeastern state of this island country with the capital of Canberra. And that one, ooh, this is tough because so many people buzzed in. So I have to go back and find where the first person to buzz in was. And I believe it was Mr. Gorski. Is that correct?
Australia.
Australia is correct. So that's 1 point. Okay, so this is a technical difficulty for me, the moderator, is to try to figure out who buzzes in first when there is a myriad of contestants buzzing in. All right.
Mr. Motes, do you want me to put like a little buffer in between each question so you know where they start and stop?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do you mean by that? Oh, yeah, please do
Brandon.
that. That is a great idea, Mr. Duryea. So if you can put some sort of buffer in between the questions, then I will know. Thank you. Yeah, either let's have Mr. Duryea do it, Brandon. But that's a great idea. All right, here we go. Next question. The reef extends all the way to this strait, which separates Australia from New Guinea to its north. Mr. Wilson.
Cairns Strait?
That is incorrect. You do not lose a point.
Oh. Yay, me.
Again, this reef extends all the way to this strait, which separates Australia from New Guinea to its north. Going once. Mr. Gorski.
Magellan?
No. Mr. Ryan Cow.
The Torres Strait.
Torres Straits is correct.
Cool.
We have the students leading the teachers at 4-2. Next toss-up question. Here we go. Thank you, Mr. Duryea. The production of this form of energy is governed by the Shockley-Queisier limit and can be concentrated with parabolic dishes or generated by the photoelectric effect in, okay, Mr. Wilson.
Solar energy.
Solar energy is correct. And you did buzz in after the clue, so you get 1 point.
We'll take it.
All right, so the next bonus questions. Here we go. The Grimm brothers removed this story from the last few editions of their children's and household tales when they discovered that it was a Danish tale rather than a German one. For 1 point each, name this fairy tale in which a dainty girl proves she is royal by complaining she slept on something hard, even though it was cushioned by 20 mattresses and 20 quilts. And Mr. Pease.
What is Cinderella?
Of course he knows that.
Go ahead, Mr. Pease.
Oh, can you hear me? What is
Yeah.
Cinderella?
That's incorrect. But it would have been excellent for you to have gotten this.
Right.
Oh, the irony. The irony.
So let's see. Dennis Gavrilenko.
What is the Princess and the Pea?
The
The
Princess
Pea.
and the Peas.
Oh,
All right, we've got
Sorry,
a lot.
teachers.
Okay, next question. In this Grimm Brothers story, the title woman's stepsister cut off their toes and heels to force their feet to fit into a slipper in an attempt to trick a prince into marrying them. All right, now go back again.
This is not working.
And it looks like the person is Dennis again. Go ahead.
This one should be Cinderella.
That is correct. This one is Cinderella.
The original ones are hardcore. Wow.
All right, and then final bonus question. In one version of this story, the title imp viciously tears himself in half after being foiled. But in the first edition of Grimm's Tale, he flies away. Oh, and it looks like we've got Ms. Setka for the answer.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin is correct, which means that we've got students leading teachers 6-4 with our next tops up coming up right now. All right, here we go. A poem by this man lists body parts like upper arm, armpit, elbow socket as he describes drops of red where on the deck my captain lies. In a poem for Abraham Lincoln, I Sing the Body Electric is by this poet who said, I celebrate myself. Ms. Setka?
Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman is correct for 1 point. I celebrate myself and sing myself. American poet whose collection of Leaves of Grass includes Oh Captain, My Captain, and Song of Myself. Good job. Answer is Whitman. All right, so now on to bonus questions. Here we go. Sorry for pausing so long. Alfred Eisenstadt's picture of a sailor kissing a stranger in Times Square was taken in 1945 on what would shortly be known as this holiday. For 10 points each, name Mr. Wilson.
VE Day.
That is incorrect. Name this holiday that commemorates the end of the Pacific Theater of World War II. Dennis.
Veterans Day.
That is also incorrect. Mr. Pease.
V-Day.
That is also incorrect. Ms. Setka.
VJ Day.
VJ Day or Victory over Japan Day.
Oh.
Okay, so that's 1 point for the teachers. Now, 2 more questions. Though the VJ Day in Times Square photograph was taken on August 14th, the actual date of Japanese surrender, VJ Day, is celebrated in the U.S. on September 2nd, the anniversary of the official signing of surrender papers on board this U.S. battleship. Ms. Setka.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I would say MacArthur, but I'm wrong.
You are wrong. Brandon.
I thought the question was.
I'm also guess. I just wanted a documentary about this, but I forgot. USS Enterprise.
Also incorrect. Mr. Wilson.
Was it the USS Indianapolis?
Also incorrect. Mr. Pease. Mr. Pease, please.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Barely.
Now we can.
Missouri.
The USS Missouri is correct, which the teachers now take the lead.
Sweet.
All right.
Making
The
up for the sins
Missouri
of the
is now
past.
a naval museum in this Hawaiian harbor where it keeps watch over the USS Arizona Memorial. Mr. Gorski.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor.
Harbor is correct. All right. I just had a weird phenomenon where a bunch of buzzes came in and then they switched order. So if that happens, I apologize. We're doing the best with what we got. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Microsoft Teams has been a lot buggier lately for me. But I don't want to bite the technological hand that feeds me, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Somebody's listening. Going.
That's right. I know they are. Oh, I know they are. All right, here we go. Next question. This city is home to Heinz Food Company headquarters, and tourists often eat sandwiches dressed with coleslaw. Okay, I got Mr. Wilson for 2 points.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is correct, not Pittsburgh, California.
Oh, I meant Pittsburgh, California. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so students, you got to start showing up here. The teachers are ahead 10-6 now. Okay, so bonus questions. Here we go. These substances, next question, these substances can be poisoned by blocking access to active sites, making them inefficient. For 1 point each, give this term for a substance that assists in a chemical reaction by increasing the rate at which it progresses without being consumed as a reactant. We've got Mr. Atkins in.
Catalyst.
Catalyst is correct. Enzymes are biological examples of these substances. Catalysts work by lowering. Next question. Mr. Duryea, thank you. Catalysts work by lowering this quantity, the amount of energy required to start a reaction. Colby.
Activation energy.
That's right, activation energy. Good job for the students. Next question. Cars employ catalytic converters to detoxify exhaust. This transition metal, an expensive precious metal with the symbol PT, is commonly used in catalytic converters. Mr. Palmer.
Is it platinum?
It is platinum, and that's why they steal them out of people's vehicles, because the metal is so valuable. And then you start up your car, and it goes rum, 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 and then you get really mad because you have to pay a few $100s to get it fixed.
More than that.
Hopefully that hasn't happened to you. All right, here we go. Next question. This is a toss-up, so I will give clues. Harold Brown promoted this object to display the danger of technology developed by Westinghouse and Tesla. William Kemmler was the first victim of this apparatus, which is often named Old Sparky. Mr. Atkin.
The electric chair.
The electric chair is correct. You got 1 point, and you buzzed in a fraction of a second earlier. You would have gotten the whole answer. It's now seldom used, having been replaced by 3-drug sequence. So what is the object? You got it, the electric chair. They say that the death penalty is cruel and unusual punishment. I say it sounds fun. Just kidding. Electric chair does seem like a strange phenomenon, though, or a strange tool. Let's see here. Okay, here we go with some more bonus questions. Trying to put on my game show voice for you guys to keep it entertaining. Here we go. In The Good Place, every action during one's life is rated on a point system, and the very top scorers spend afterlife in Utopia. For 1 point each, this voice of Anna in Frozen and former star of Veronica Mars stars as Eleanor. Tyler.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell is correct for the students. Next question.
Okay.
In the pilot episode, Eleanor fails to correctly pronounce the name of her soulmate, Chi Diagonoye. I hope I got that right. Instead, she settles on the name of this singer. Shortly after The Good Place glitches, chaos ensues, and the singers break free is heard throughout the city. Did I read that question so poorly that it doesn't make sense?
How many more of these you got for this topic? I'm just going to go make a sandwich to
Mr. Duryea, the hipster, has got this one.
Is it Freddie Mercury?
It's not.
All right. I'll go back to putting
I've
next
watched
question.
the show twice. I should know.
My wife likes this singer. I find her annoying. But there it is. She dated one of the guys on Saturday Night Live, I think. Walter Gorski. Mr. Gorski.
I was going to throw something at Taylor Swift.
No, but it is a female recording artist. Miss Setka.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande is correct.
Hey.
I'm debating whether I should give you the point on that one, though. I think I'm going to refrain, but it is Ariana Grande.
Throw them in a hat. Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. During orientation, it is shown that the afterlife's point system rates following this dietary code is worth roughly 425 points, while never discussing this dietary code unprompted is worth some 9,800 points. Mr. Pease.
What?
You're
Mr.
muted.
Pease?
Hey, can
You're
you
muted.
unmute?
I think you just give it to him, Conan.
Mr. Pease, please.
Vegan? Can you hear me?
Veganism is correct.
Vegan.
Oh, it takes one to know one.
Yeah, so it
I've
says
seen the
it's
show,
worth
but I just
it's
figured
worth a
that's,
lot to be a
what the-
vegan, but it's worth more to not to be a vegan and not discuss it unprompted. It's like people who do CrossFit; they got to tell you about it.
Is this still that same show that nobody
Yeah, yeah, that one was too random for this old man. I'm sorry about that. All right, next toss-up question. We are now, it's going now. Here we go. In this painting, a blue-clad servant woman steps in front of a grove of trees with gold-edged leaves to hold out a pink cloth to her mistress. Orange blossoms in this painting fall from the cloak of Zephyr as he blows the tidal goddess towards shore. For 1 point, name this painting by Botticelli in which a seashell delivers the Roman goddess of love. Miss Setka.
The Birth of Venus.
The Birth of Venus is correct.
Oh,
Should be able to visualize
One's
that in
got
your
all
mind.
culture here.
Very famous Renaissance painting. All right, and where are we? All right, next, bonus questions. This author wrote about Peter, Martin, and Jack, who represent different factions of Christianity in A Tale of a Tub. For 1 point each, name this satirist who also wrote a novel in which a sailor visits the nations of Lilliput, Blefuscu, and Laputa. Ms. Setka.
Daniel Defoe.
Oh, come on. I'm
I
so
know, I'm
let
like-
down. Ms. Pease.
Who is Jonathan Swift?
Swift,
Oh.
Mr. Pease.
Sorry.
Swift is correct.
Sorry.
I'm off my game.
It's okay. We're it's all COVID time now. Jonathan Swift, next question,
Boy.
also wrote this novel in which the title character goes on fantastical journeys to Lilliput, where he is a giant, and Brobdingnan, where he is tiny. Ms. Setka.
Gulliver's Travels.
That is correct. All right. Final question for these bonuses. Swift's satirical essay, A Modest Proposal, suggests that the people of this nation, his home country, should sell their children as meat to help them survive the potato famine. Mr. Duria. What's the country?
It's England.
That is incorrect. Mr. Atkins.
Ireland.
It's Ireland. All right, so we have the teachers pretty far out in the lead now at 17-8. So students, it's time to start showing up.
Better ask
In
some
my
kids.
history as a quiz bowl moderator, I have seen students come back from a greater deficit than this, though, so don't give up hope. Keep fighting. All right, next toss-up question. Next toss-up question. Thank you. Giovanni Giustiniani died from wounds he received while defending this city. This city used a giant chain to connect the old Galata Tower to prevent ships from accessing the Golden Horn. Orban designed the giant basilica, Ms. Setka.
Well, Istanbul, Constantinople.
The answer, please.
Am I muted?
No,
I can
you
hear you.
gave two answers.
Oh, Constantinople. Then.
Constantinople is correct. All right. Time for some more bonus questions. Okay, here we go. With James Hartle, this man described a model in which the beginning of the universe is a singularity of space and time. For 1 point each, name this Cambridge physicist whose popular work, Mr. Colby.
Stephen Hawking?
Hawking is correct.
Ooh, yay song.
A Brief History in Time describes black holes and other cosmological ideas to the non-scientist. Answer Stephen Hawking. Good. Next question. Hartle and Hawking's singularity existed prior to this event in which the universe quickly and greatly expanded out of a high density. Dennis.
The Big Bang.
Big Bang is correct. Students have the momentum right now.
All right.
High density state. The steady state model competes with this theory, and the answer is Big Bang. Next question. Haley, I think you buzzed in a little early. So because I haven't started it yet.
My
So,
internet is taking forever.
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I can't stand the connectivity issues that we all face. Anyway,
Haley, type in
the
words and
steady
hope-
state. Okay, so I'm going to ask the next question and try to get my tongue untied. Here we go. The steady state theory was largely discarded after the 1964 discovery of this phenomenon, the faint glow of radiation left over from the aftermath of the Big Bang. This phenomenon spectrum has a temperature of 2.7 Kelvin. Mr. Atkins, at long last.
The cosmic microwave background radiation.
And I would have accepted CMBR.
Whoa.
All right. Okay. I've noticed that the English teachers are answering English questions and the physics teachers are answering physics questions.
Gee.
And this is something that I point out frequently to my students, and it bears repeating. People say, oh, kids aren't that smart or kids don't know that much. And when adults tell me this, I get very upset because my high school students, the students at Deer Valley High School, do things that we adults cannot do. And that is that you have much faster processing speed than we do in general, than older teachers do. Not you, Mr. Duria, but most of us old fogies. And you also have to switch gears several times in a day to go from language arts to social studies to math and to science and to electives. And that is something that is a pretty amazing talent that young people have. Most people in their adult lives do the same thing day after day after day, and we become pretty good at it because we do it a lot. But I'm giving props to the students right now. And,
do we get a pep talk too?
No, you get nothing, Mr. Wilson.
We used to be students, so we used
How
to
about
do
the
that.
next question?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, we used to be.
Before
We
is
used to be cool.
decline.
Yeah.
What happened to us?
Rest
used
of
to be
us
cool. Okay, here we go. Next question. The Amundsen laws. In the Amundsen laws, the effect of this force is independent of surface area. This force's magnitude is equal to a namesake's coefficient, symbolized mu, times the normal force. Dennis Gavrilenko.
Friction.
Friction is correct for 2
Mr.
points.
Atkins, that was for you, Mr. Atkins, right there. I had to remember from physics last year.
That's pretty good. One type of this force prevents resting objects from sliding and can be overcome with lubricants for 1 point. Force that opposes motion between bodies in contact is friction. Good job at the early buzz in for Dennis.
Oh, sorry, I think I accidentally pushed buzz in again, so.
Okay, yeah, you're okay. All right, here we go. Next question. These are bonuses. Peter the Great hated this complex and built a new capital at St. Petersburg in part to avoid it. For 1 point each, name this heavily fortified complex, which includes numerous cathedrals and the current residence, Ms. Setka.
The Kremlin?
Kremlin is correct, and the current residence of Vladimir Putin. It is part of the UNESCO Heritage Site with the nearby Red Square. The answer is Kremlin. Good. Next question. Though Kremlin is a generic term for Russian fortress complexes, the Kremlin is found in this Russian capital city. Dennis.
Moscow.
Moscow is correct. Next question. According to popular culture, a red telephone was installed to provide a hotline between the Kremlin and the White House. In reality, it's not a red phone, nor is it either an official residence, but the hotline was created in the wake of poor communication in this October 1962 event. Ms. Setka.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
That is correct. All right, are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the halfway point in this competition. So if you want to take a mental breather for a minute, I guess if this were Jeopardy, I would probably ask some questions about the contestants. So I'll put a contestant question out there. This question goes to the students. For the students in this Quiz Bowl competition, share something about yourself that we may not know. Share something about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself that may be interesting or that we might not know.
I have a dog.
Okay, and what is your dog's name?
It's like a ping pong ball, so ping ping.
Ping ping?
Hi.
Very cool. So I imagine it's a small dog with a lot of energy?
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
You
Now on to a teacher. Let's have a teacher tell us something about themselves that we may not know.
I have something about, wow, it's crunchy. This is kind of funny. You see the contestant Brandon G there? I've been calling him old man for 4 years in Japanese class, Oji-san. He answers to grandpa. He's been doing so for 4 years.
That's pretty cool. What do you think about that, old man? Are you cool with that?
Yes, it's fitting, I think.
He's an old soul, so it is fitting.
Nice.
Even the students call him that.
That's pretty cool. And not only is it cool, but it totally meets our whole WASC goals of forming relations with our students. So way to go, Mr. Wilson. We want to, we teach high school, we don't teach college. If you teach college, you don't get to teach to the whole child, as it were. The relationship is much less caring about people's lives, I would say, which is why I want to teach college over high school. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on with the contest before I put my foot in my mouth any further. All right, so next question. Lakoff and Johnson wrote about these literary devices that we live by, including comparing the state to a father. Examples of this literary device include Dickinson's Hope is the Thing with Feathers. Tyler.
Is it a metaphor?
It is a metaphor. And you almost got 2 points for it. All right, so good job to the students.
Thank an English teacher for that.
Yeah.
No, actually, would you have accepted framing devices?
No, the answer is because the book by Lakoff is called Metaphors We Live By.
Okay.
And I've read it. Robin Lakoff's wife taught me sociolinguistics at Berkeley.
Oh, yeah, I think I had a class by him.
George Lakoff, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Robin and George Lakoff, right. They were both Cal professors in linguistics.
Think of an elephant or something like that, wasn't it? Anyway.
Okay, here we go. Many of the short stories in this collection had first been published in The Token, an annual literature book published in Boston in the early 1800s. For 1 point each, name this collection by the author of Moses from an Old Manse. This collection includes the stories of The Ambiguous Guest and Dr. Heidegger's Experiment. Miseka.
Edgar Allan Poe.
That is incorrect.
Oh!
Ms. Parham. Haley.
You're muted.
I think I heard it wrong. Never mind.
Colby?
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna guess fables, but it's probably wrong.
That is wrong. You only get one shot at it. Sorry, Ms. Setka. Last chance at this from Mr. Pease.
You're muted, dude.
It's something by H.P. Lovecraft. I don't know. I'll pass.
That's also incorrect. The answer is Twice Told Tales. That was the collection that included the stories The Ambitious Guest and Dr. Heidegger's Experiment. I think I said The Ambiguous Guest. My apologies. Next question is, name this American author of Twice Told Tales who included the story Young Goodman Brown in the collection Mosses from an Old Manse and the novel House of Seven Gables, and that would be Ms. Setka.
All right, now I redeem myself with Nathaniel Hawthorne.
That is correct. Jada, just a little bit earlier on the buzz in. Next question. Twice Told Tales. Twice Told Tales contains this short story in which Mr. Hooper, the titled clergyman, hides his face to reflect the sorrow of a broken heart. Ms. Setka.
You're asking me to name the title of the story, right?
I'm not going to say it again.
Well, I'm assuming that we're talking about The Minister's Veil.
What is the answer, please?
Oh,
dude.
Tell me the question.
I already did. I will not repeat the question.
The Minister's Veil by Nathaniel Hawthorne.
That is incorrect. The answer is The Minister's Black Veil by Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Ooh. Oh. Cold.
I'm just a meanie, aren't I? Let's see here. We're all having fun here. Here we go. Actually, now. Next question. This holiday's 7 principles are represented by a Canara holding 7 black, red, and green candles that are lit throughout this holiday. This holiday was looks like Dennis.
Oh. I think it's Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa is correct for 2 points.
Merry Kwanzaa. Finally.
Happy Kwanzaa.
This holiday was established in 1966 by Maulana Karenga, who named it for a Swahili phrase meaning the first fruits. For 10.1 point, named this winter holiday, celebrating African heritage, which takes place from December 26th to January 1st. Good job, Dennis. All right, excuse me. Now, on to more bonuses. Here we go. Next question. In one of this composer's works, a playwright pleads with a seamstress. What a frozen little hand. Let me warm it for you. In the song Che gelida manina. For 1 point each, name this Italian composer of the operas Madame Butterfly, Turandot, and the aforementioned La Bohème. Ms. Setka.
Giacomo Puccini.
È vero. Bueno. Bono. Not bueno. Bono. Grazie. Puccini is correct. Next question. La Boheme inspired this Jonathan Larson musical in which Mimi's tuberculosis is replaced with HIV. Niseka?
Is it Rent?
It is Rent. Good job.
Whoa.
Next question. In La Boheme, Que Galita Manina is sung by Rodolfo to Mimi as they try to light one of these objects and find her dropped room key. Rent's analog of this song is more explicitly titled for this object. Niseka again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't know. I withdraw my thing.
Okay, so they try to light one of these objects, Mr. Atkins.
I'm going for Candle.
Candle is correct.
That's too
easy. All right, next question. Thanks for your patience. Oh no, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. I got to do a lot of scrolling, so that's why I'm a little bit slow. Okay, here we go. After learning of Christine Stewart's engagement, this woman accepts the proposal of her classmate at Queens College, where she studies to be a teacher in Avonlea. This woman becomes close friends with Diana Barry, marries Gilbert Blythe after she goes to live with Marilla and Matthew Cuthbert on Prince Edward Island for 10 points. Name this orphan who lives at Green Gables. William Pease.
Who is Anne of the Green Gables?
Anne of Green Gables is correct. I've actually been to Green Gables in Prince Edward Island. It's a beautiful place. I went there when I was 11 years old, and it's beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go to PEI, I highly recommend it. It's dreamy. Next question. Here we go. You can lead this animal to water, and then you can create a mythology around that happening. For 1 point each, name this hoofed animal often... Dennis.
A horse.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Often used for riding was sacred to Poseidon in Greek mythology. The answer is a horse. Good. Next question. Next question. These mythical Scottish creatures lure unsuspecting humans into bodies of water and drown them. Tyler.
Sirens?
Sirens is incorrect. And drown them. These creatures appear as gorgeous humans or beautiful black horses. Haley. Or no, it's
Dennis.
Dennis.
Mermaids?
Mermaids is incorrect. Colby.
I know what the creature is, but I don't know the name. Sorry.
And then it's not going to work. Jada?
Kelpie.
Kelpie is correct. Good job.
Kelpie.
Water Kelpie. Next question. These Greek mythological seahorses had bodies of winged horses and the hindquarters of fish. Dennis.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Okay. Nobody? Mr. Gorski should know this one.
That's a hint?
Because it's also a part of the brain and associated with memory is named after this mythological character.
Well, you can't answer it now, can you?
No, it's all done now. I'm going to give Jada another crack at it, though. Jada, give me the answer.
Is it called the hippocampus?
That's correct, and I'm going to give you the point.
Nice.
That's my prerogative. All right. So we do have a reasonably close game here at 3:45. We've got teachers with 5, 10, 15, 20, 26, and students with 21 or 20 points. So teachers are up by 6 points. That can definitely change as we go into the final quarter of an hour of this competition. All right, where am I doing this?
Tim, do the thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Durier. I know it's a lot of work typing that in. I appreciate you staying on top of this. All right, next question. The Power 9 of this game includes the Moxon and Black Lotus. In January 2017, this game, Colby.
Magica.
Magic is correct, which puts you even closer to tying with the teachers because you got 2 points because you got it early. Announced the banning of Smuggler's Copter, an artifact vehicle from standard play. A player must lose this game by being decked, or if their life total falls from 20 to 0. Blah, 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 blah. There it is. Good job, Colby. Okay, next question. These are bonuses. In 1986, state law in Virginia forbids many schools from beginning the school year until after this date. That law is often called the King's Dominion Law for a theme park that benefits from it. For 1 point each, name this federal holiday. Dennis.
Labor Day?
Labor Day is correct. Next question. Labor Day became a federal holiday mere days after the end of this 1894. Mr. Dury or Mr. Gorski.
I'm sorry, that was a itchy trigger finger. I didn't mean to click.
After this Labor Day dispute in 1894 involving railroad workers, which was led by Eugene Debs in Chicago. Tyler.
I'm sorry. I was having it on the trigger and then I pressed it too. Same as
Ms.
Gorski.
Atkins.
Pullman strike.
Pullman strike is correct.
What doing?
Next question. Next question. Earlier Labor Day celebrations had been held on May 1st for International Workers' Day, but this U.S. president in 1894 was worried that socialist protests, Mr. Gorski.
Sorry, I thought it was something else. I thought it was a
Dude, come on now. Jada.
President Cleveland.
That's correct, which is an awesome answer. And you are 1 point from the teachers. Teachers have 26 and the students have 25. This is good stuff, people. All right, here we go. Keep going. Okay. Next question. Workers in this industry were led by Arthur Scargill in 1984 strike that was defeated by Margaret Thatcher, leading to a decline in this industry, which unofficially ceased in the UK in 2015. Ms. Seca?
The coal miners' strike.
I will accept it. Production of this good. So I was looking for coal, but I will accept coal mining. And the strike was, you're correct about it being a strike. So I will accept it. Good job, Ms. Seca. And here we go. On to bonus questions. Next question. If Portugal spends $1 to produce a unit of cloth while England has to spend $1.50, it could still make financial sense for Portugal to buy English cloth. Answer the following question or answer the following for 1 point each. This economic behavior is the exchange of goods and services between two or more entities, peoples, countries, etc. Dennis.
Like, what is trade or bartering?
Trade is correct. Next question. Portugal would want to trade for English cloth if England held the comparative form of this economic concept as they did in a famous 1817 example. In that example, Portugal was absolutely better. Brandon.
Advantage.
That's correct. I would accept comparative or absolute advantage, which means that the students are now tied with the teachers. This English, next question. This English economist divided that example to show how free trade can benefit countries, even in situations where a country has an absolute advantage in all goods. Dennis, Ms. Setka, sorry.
Adam Smith.
That is incorrect.
What?
In all goods. In his principles of political economy and taxation, he also devised the iron law of wages. Dennis.
John Mill?
That is incorrect. Good guess. Mr. Pease.
Unmute.
Those are my previous guesses. They're exhausted.
Okay, Mr. Wilson.
This is wrong, but John Maynard Keynes?
That's totally wrong.
Yeah.
And Ms. Jada.
David Ricardo.
David Ricardo is correct.
What?
Which puts the students in the lead. Students now have 28 with the teachers trailing at 27.
Good job on David Ricardo. Wow.
Jeez.
All right. I teach economics, and I wouldn't have gotten that one right.
I think we should end the competition here, Mr. Motes. I think
I like your style, Dennis. Always have. All right. Let's see. Here we go. In this country, in September 2015, a camera woman tripped migrants fleeing from a refugee camp in Rozca. In Setka.
Hungary.
No, I just ate. Thanks. Hungary is correct. All right. Yeah, I remember that when that was in the news. So now we're tied again. All right, here we go. This substance helps promote cell membrane structure and fluidity, helping explain how animals exist without cell walls. For 1 point each, name this essential modified steroid that in excess can clog and block arteries. Mr. Palmer.
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol is correct. I love cholesterol.
It loves you.
All right, here we go. Next question. Sterols, fats, and fat-soluble vitamins are all this type of molecule. A bilayer of some of these molecules with the hydrophilic heads and hydrophobic tails serves as a barrier against ion transfer in cells. Colby.
Lipids.
Lipids is correct. And I would have accepted phospholipids or the lipid bilayer as well. All right, next question. Cholesterol content in blood is often measured in terms of good and bad cholesterol. Give either the 3-letter acronym or 3-letter word name for either of those quantities. Mr. Pease.
HDL is one of them, but I don't know which one it is.
It says give either, so I will accept HDL, which stands for high density lipoproteins.
Is that a
puts
good one
the
or a bad
teachers
one?
at 30 and the students at 29. With 5 minutes left, we've got a nail biter. All right, next question. This man helped Atlas steal apples from the Hesperides and rerouted 2 rivers to clean the Augean stables. This man killed Hippolyta and stole her girdle. At the Brandon.
Hercules.
Hercules is correct, and that was in time for 2 points, which puts these students at the lead 31 to 30. Right. Next question. According to legend, the modern form of this set of prayers was popularized by Saint Dominic. For 1 point each, name the set of prayers whose luminous mysteries were added by Pope John Paul II and which is prayed using the use of a namesake strand of prayer beads. Mr. Gorski.
Rosary.
Hail Mary. Whoops. That's correct. And, okay. Each of the small beads strung in a set of 10 rosaries signifies this short prayer, which asks a holy woman to pray for us sinners now at the hour of our death. Mr. Palmer?
A Maria.
Yeah, I said Hail Mary, so I kind of blew that one. But Ave Maria or angelic salutation is also acceptable. Sorry for kind of blowing that, but hey. Anyway, next question. One of the first steps in praying the rosary is this declaration of belief, which is recited on the crucifix. The Roman Catholic Church divides this statement into 12 articles. Ms. Setka.
The Apostles' Creed.
That is correct. Not Apollo Creed, but Apostles' Creed. And now the teachers are ahead 33 to 31. So they're up by 2. All right. Here we go. Next question. During an experiment named for this material, Hans Geiger counted the flashes of light on a zinc sulfide screen generated after an alpha particle was shot. Ms. Setka.
Radiation.
That is incorrect. You lose a point. Alpha particle was shot at a foil of this metal. That experiment was overseen by Ernst Rutherford. Dennis.
The gold.
Gold is correct, and that puts us at a tie with 32 to 32. Wow, this is like some weird Masons thing. So whoever gets the next question is going to have 33, and that's like totally some weird Masonic number. But I don't think that's weird at all. It's just a coincidence. I'm really big into the hypothesis theory, or the simulation hypothesis, that this is all just some sort of weird simulation, and numerology is part of that. And so 32, we're tied at 32. Here we go. Last question. Whoever gets this question is the winner, and it's a toss-up. Are you guys ready? Is this exciting? Thank you all for participating before we finish and find out who the winner is on this last question. Here we go. Prions are examples of these molecules that have been misfolded into the wrong 3D shape. Actin and myosin are muscle-based examples of these molecules, which are formed from long chains of amino acids. Colby.
Proteins?
Proteins for the win. Oh, win it all. Proteins.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Colby, MVP.
This is the last question.
That was a great job. Thank you for participating. Be sure to get a Quiz Bowl t-shirt. You can purchase one if you're a Quiz Bowl member. or student participating today, you can get one for the low price of $10. Teachers or other adults who want to try to keep Quiz Bowl alive and donate while wearing an awesome Quiz Bowl shirt can buy one for $25 in the main office. They look like this. Super cool design.
Ooh.
How'd you make it disappear like that?
It's magic. So, go down to the main office. Thanks once again for participating, and we'll catch you at the next Teacher versus Student Quiz Bowl competition. Bye for now.
Later.
Thanks, everybody.
Congratulations, students.
Good job, kids.
That was a real close one.
It was.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Smile and wave, boys.
Bye-bye.
Smile and wave.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.